Propane education and research.
So it's so dry outside. We've had 2 weeks of dry weather, and it looks like we're getting another one. I mean, this is great. If you've got any hay in the fields that you're going to take care of, or it's also good for next spring. Now, I want you to listen to this for just a second. I'm just going to kind of flip the coin a little bit. If we had a wet autumn, that means that the moisture that we get from the rain is actually going right down into the soil. And that means once we get into winter and we cool this all down, all that moisture just freezes in the ground. Now there's a problem if you have a wet autumn, because this transfers right into spring. When we start to get the rain, it's going to flood because we've got all that water down in the soil. So you flip that around, what we're seeing for this autumn is a drier weather pattern. So that means that our chance of seeing any significant river flooding late into the winter and early spring is greatly reduced. So there is even more good news to this dry weather. And if there is any time of the year that we see dry weather, or a string of 2, 3, or even a record-breaking 4 weeks of dry weather, this is the time to do it. Let's go live over downtown Rockford now on the Skywatch here. As we look eastbound on State Street, it's quiet out there for tonight and will remain that way. Instead of seeing any dense fog, we're going to see some haze. We've got clouds above, and that should prevent any real dense fog. 64 now, calm winds at the airport. Already down into the 50s for Rochelle and Dixon right now, but still hanging on to a 70-degree report up into the Beloit area. So partly cloudy, comfy again tonight. There'll be some haze, and fog will form in the valleys. I'm thinking of places like Byron, Oregon, also down towards the Kishwaukee River area from New Milford over to Cherry Valley. These are the areas that are going to see the fog later on tonight. Tomorrow should be a beautiful day. There's very little moisture, so you're going to see mostly sunny skies. 1 or 2 clouds will be around, and out of those clouds we could have 1 or 2 sprinkles. Oh my goodness. It's the only weather we've got to talk about, is 1 or 2 sprinkles for tomorrow. If we don't get it tomorrow, we're smooth sailing into next week. But tomorrow's 83-degree projected high temperature could be one of the last ones. I want to go back in the last 10 years and show you the last 80-degree days of the year. And usually they happen just before October 1st here. So let's see, we're running real cool for the summertime months, and we're going back into this cool pattern. It is reasonable to think here into the middle part of September that we already have, or tomorrow will be likely, the last 80-degree temperature. Here's what's preventing the fog for tonight. As the clouds build overhead, it's not going to allow us to cool the atmosphere down to the dew point. High pressures out there right now. Our one chance of seeing a sprinkle or 2 comes with a backdoor cold front. Watch as this thing moves the wrong way from Lake Michigan into northern Illinois. Right there's a shower. Right there's a shower. A couple of these could be very, very small. So that's why we're only talking about a sprinkle or 2. That thing passes through. We'll change our atmosphere around, though, because notice the high pressure is lined up this way. That means that we're going to get more of an easterly wind the next couple of days. We'll probably say goodbye to most of the dense fog at night. However, temperatures go down, but just go down near normal. Don't forget, we're on Facebook and on Twitter as well. And sign up for 13 Weather Call. Even though it is quiet weather, you get yourself signed up, and you'll be signed up for an entire 365 days a year. If there's severe weather at your house, we will call you on your phone or cell. Mostly sunny tomorrow, 1 or 2 sprinkles, 83. Could be the last 80. Let's hope that there's another 80 way out there in the early part of October. But mid-70s, really not bad this time of year. Lots of sunshine Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. A few clouds may creep in. Another front, Eric, slated for Sunday night or Monday. And that, again, could bring a light shower, but not worthy of a mention just yet.
You know, it's interesting when you put it into perspective how the weather, the wet weather, whether it's wet or dry, in the fall can carry over into the spring. And people, I don't think, put that into perspective much or think of that as much as long-term as that is.
And, you know, the past couple of years, we've had some nasty flooding on the Rock River up towards Chesney Park. So anybody that lives along the river up towards Roscoe, Rockton, or Machesney Park, this is absolutely good news. You don't want any rain this time of year because the payback comes early next year.
And as you pointed out, when farmers need to get out into the fields, clear them out a little bit, they don't want to get stuck in the mud.
Yeah, and even the corn is drying out now, and they won't have to worry about drying it out later.
All right, thanks, Eric. I want to switch gears just a little bit. Some sad news out of California. A well-known actor loses his battle with cancer. That's next. Plus, cancer also takes a spotlight on Capitol Hill. In a debate